Almost there. What I recommend in terms of us being here in solidarity for creating peace in the world is find your grounding. Find yourself in your space. I know we have cell phones and stuff that want to take our attention. But if you can find your place into the here and now and connect with solidarity here with us so we can create a clear, open dialogue. And just like that, technology works. Okay. All right. If you guys can see yourselves here, a nice group. We got 7 people watching in here. So again, Sarah, if you'd like to share anything. Sure. Do you want to say something about who you... This is Sarah. Sarah is going to be doing our sound healing. Sarah is American Japanese. She facilitates retreats in Fukushima in Japan. Is that right?
Thanks, Peter. Thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful and honored to be here. I am Sarah Wakabayashi, and I am half Japanese and half American, and I've had the privilege of growing up in both cultures. And I will be leading a sound bath tonight. I often say to people, I even shared this with Peter when we first met, that I never do the same sound bath twice. And I really allow the crystal bowls, the energy of these wonderful beings to guide me. And so tonight, this is what came through. And as we come together in this collective consciousness, I just ask for us to be present in this beautiful space. What an honor it is to be here together. Out of all the options, out of all the other places we could be, we're all here now. So I think it's really beautiful. So I'm very honored to be offering this sound, this gift. We're all energy. And really excited to see what comes through.
Thank you, Sarah. I will let you take. You can begin.
Okay. So if we could just all kind of settle in to our seats and ground, and let's just do some quick breaths to sync our energies. So let's first rub our hands together. Feel free to close your eyes. And through our stomach, we're going to take a deep inhale into our chest, all the way through our crown. And let's hold and exhale through the mouth. Let's take another deep inhale through the stomach, into our chest, all the way up through our crown. Let's hold. And let's exhale through the nose. Relax your jaw. And I invite you to stick your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Let's do another deep inhale from our stomach into our chest. Hold at the crown. And exhale through the nose. One more deep inhale from our stomach into our chest. And let's HUM hum through the nose. Beautiful. Let's do one more deep inhale And HUM through the nose. And as the bowls start singing, I invite you to be in a relaxed state. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Soft gaze. And just be. And as you inhale and as you exhale, I want you to focus on the in-between of your breath. So with your inhale and your exhale, focus on the in-between of your breath. Inhale, exhale. Focus on the in-between of your breath. Slowly in your relaxed state, I want you to take a nice big deep inhale through the nose and sigh it out very slowly. Another deep inhale through the nose. Now let's let it out with a nice sigh. And let's slowly take our hands and start rubbing them. Give them some friction. Start to bring your body back to this present moment. And start to just touch your arms, touch your face, touch your shoulders, touch your knees. Feel this beautiful temple in the body in which we get to live in every day. And you can slowly open your eyes. And I want you to the person sitting next to you, especially if you don't know them, I want you to just, whether it's sitting next to you, in front of you, behind you, just take a look into their eyes, and just for a few seconds, just what is alive for you and what are you grateful for? Quickly just share. What is alive for you in this moment and what are you grateful for? Just gently look into their eyes. Take your time. And just breathe. We're all safe in this beautiful container. And when you're done, kindly thank them for their time, for being who they are. When you're done sharing, come back to this present moment as we'll let Peter take over. Thank you, everyone, for letting me guide you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. That's beautiful. That's really loud. Thank you guys for being here. Do we feel the energy in the room? Do you guys feel like you're able to harness the space and the resonance between us and Sarah? Do you feel like that's important? Do you know how to realize that when you're in your day-to-day? Do you? It's a question. You don't have to answer a rhetorical question, but it is there. The resonance is always there. And we want to be able to nourish that. We want to be able to find space for that. We want to be able to carve out a time in our day where we can return to that. So I want to, again, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. This is a time where I get to present the PeaceMaker founder, Kurt Kruger, to share some of his words. Take your time, my friend. I think you should sit right there. So you have to stand. You should sit down. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, everybody online. We got 21 people coming in. All right, cool. All right, Kurt, here you go.
Oh, boy. I welcome you with great, great, great respect and love. I've been blessed in my life to have you in it now and to have had all the experiences that this body got to go through. Whether it was at one of the most dangerous middle schools in America, where weapons were taken away at least once a week and breaking up a fight a day. And I was gifted with having learned something to solve the issue. I have an outside voice because I also taught physical education to 70 students outside, no microphone. So I am not used to using a microphone so much because I can speak loudly to you without a microphone, but I know this is recorded, and this is of value right now. That's why we are going to go from the worst epoch of time, Kali Yuga. In Sanskrit, that is the goddess of destruction. And that's what's been happening with societies, with the world. We don't have to look at all the things that have happened in the past because we've experienced them one way or another, whether it's through the news, which if you believe it, watch out, or whether it's an inside job. And in 1975 was the first time I got to be able to teach meditation at Barindo Junior High School, where those fights were broken up, like I said. And when I was cultic at that time. I learned from a guru. I had a mantra, and it was Om Namah Shivaya, which means I honor my inner self. I honor that supreme consciousness that lets us know this is right or this is not so comfortable. And what happened when I gave them the mantra Om Namah Shivaya? I prefaced it before with breathing properly and having your eyes closed when you come into the classroom. I really got the kids to be able to understand that we're going to do something different in this class. History in a bungalow separated from the main campus by a shop class and a basketball gymnasium. And they had to come through the canyon where there was fights, drugs, or some sort of sex if they could get it. And I got to teach history. So sit down, close your mouth and eyes, pay attention to the movement and sound of your breath. And then I gave him the mantra. And one guy in the back of the room, he was called Big John because he was big for an 8th grader. And he said, Om Namah who? I ain't going to do that shit. And I said, John, I don't know if you're going to do it or not, but I did tell you why it was useful, because millions of people for thousands of years have been using it, and it's a vibration that's still around. And you might tune into it. I told you that. If you want to just not do it, your choice. But I do know that your mouth and eyes are closed. Right, Mayor? Oh, you're not a mayor anymore. Sorry. So then I got into doing things in sports psychology because I started training people in Crenshaw High School because they found out that I had won a number of gold medals in the International Senior Olympic Swimming Championships. I hadn't trained in over 11 years. My identical twin brother, who was a 3-time national champion at USC, I was only an All-American at Valley College. He talked me into entering the Olympics, these International Senior Olympics. I ended up winning 4 gold medals. I don't even have them. I gave them away to students. They asked me for them. I said, sure. It didn't mean anything to me. It was past.
Kirk, can I jump in here too?
Yes.
What is it that, in terms of your upbringing, what made you want to focus on peace and everything as peace?
I was raised in Ciudad de San Fernando, city of San Fernando, from the age of 2 to who knows what. I live about 3 miles from there now. And at the high school when I was there for a short period of time, one semester, one of the gangs put a 50 caliber machine gun on the corner of the high school. And the cops got behind their cars and 100 yards away, and they had their bullhorns, please put it down. And finally they got bored because they had nothing to do. Nobody's coming near them. And they left. And I needed to find out how to bring life back to life. Why is it that people are having to be in gangs? If you were beaten at home, if you weren't getting fed at home, if you had all these different issues that many of these students had, you might be the same way. I know if I didn't have the love in my life of my family, I might have been way different. But I've been blessed with that kind of a thing. And you are all blessed with the incredible experience you've been offered. And what have you done with it? We have all started to be able to see what we can do for the benefit of all our relations. Not just human, because we are nature. We're breathing what that tree is producing, and it's breathing what we're doing. So we are evolving so much more, just like I did when I went to India for the first time. It was an incredible experience. A whole year staying in the ashram, studying deeply, meditating every day. And then the next year that I came back, a number of years later, I got to take care of the elephant. I got to do outreach. I gave program at St. Xavier's College in sports psychology because I applied what I had learned from Muktananda in everything I did, because that's what he told me to do. So nutrition was something, mental concentration techniques, meditation to go beyond simple concentration, and tap into the spirit. And that's the change maker. When we use our whole body the Kabbalistic way, our body, mind, spirit, emotions, bringing simple practice. Everybody can lean forward. Come on, this is not just a talk. It's going to get you some action because you're sitting way too long all day. Every 15 minutes, we should be getting up or moving at the most. Otherwise, your brain goes dead. I mean, like Jell-O, not dead. Okay, we're going to, when we're ready to breathe in, we bend backwards and touch our heart, and we say, thank you for peace in everything.
Thank you for peace.
Breathing out, we say, everything has peace. We can do it mentally or out loud. Thank you for peace in everything.
For peace in everything.
Everything as peace.
Everything as peace.
Thank you for peace in everything.
Peace in everything.
Everything as peace.
Everything as
How does it get to be peace if it's not inside? The simple movement and breathing and the mantra can be in any language. And it actually gets you to be able to have that one chosen thought, the power of intention, the power of focus, and it attracts what we may be missing so that everything as peace. How does it get there? We can either create it because we see a need for it, or we can say, that's how I can be peaceful even in this situation. Like when they cut me off on the freeway. I have a real good practice for you, okay? If you get upset, I know you don't because you're meditators, but if you get upset and you want to scream at them, scream, say, bless you. Immediately, you've transformed a negative thing into a positive, and you're giving a blessing. And what happens? Then you thump your thymus. The thymus is a modulator of the endocrine system. And that slows down the overproduction of adrenaline, which takes a lot of energy to be able to change back into something that's not toxic if you're not using it, and allows you to then say, thank you for peace in everything. Everything is peace. Thank you for peace in everything. Everything is peace. And the more we do that, the peacemaker is just making sure that you do this 3 times a day, at least. If you do it 50 times one time and 20 times another, it doesn't matter, but at least 3 and 3. You do that, and slowly but surely, within 6 weeks of doing this simple practice, you'll see a change in your experience in life. But it does take practice, because if you don't practice, as an old coach, I've coached world record holders. I've coached Olympians and national champions in swimming and other sports. But swimming was my main thing that I coached in. But again, in any sport, people can learn to apply it. I got to be able to then apply it in business. I started something called Success Systems International. Why? Because at the 1986 it was the World Congress in Sports Psychology. I keynoted that I said, sports psychology applied in business. So I taught them all how to use your sports psychology in a business setting. I had been asked to run the whole Pepsi International's training center, their fitness center at their international headquarters in Purchase, New York. I was going to India, so I said, forget it. I have priorities in my life. The priorities is this: peace in everything. And there's times when I catch myself and I have gotten angry before. I've gotten hurt before. This hand was crushed the other day in the back of a trunk of a car. Crushed. The tailgate was closed on my hand. And I did Ho'oponopono 3 times. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, 3 times. Then I did the mantra again, peace in everything, everything is peace. I did that until I got into the house. And then I got some arnica put on it. Actually, my wife, thank God, she had just bought this Rescue Remedy spray. It's a homeopathic remedy. She sprayed it in my mouth and then put it on my hands. And I held my hands so they wouldn't blow up like a balloon firmly, and walked in. And then I was Stella Corella, the beautiful lady that's floating around with that beautiful hair. There she is over here. She massaged my hand with her love and the arnica that was specially made over in Spain. And But the thing that did it was the love. Just like you all are. And that's why you're here. You're here to see that we can bring in any kind of business opportunity into this idea of getting your business or whatever you do to have people know this is what we're focused on. Mark Anielski, who's a dear friend, wrote a book called The Economics of Happiness. I got to see him up at the International Rotary Convention in Calgary this last year. Hadn't seen him in a while. I got Ray Potter here. This man is a genius. I mean, my God, I wish I had his brains. We got so many people here who have even grander brains. And when we apply it, what happens? When we give these gifts. So I'd love to have all the panel come forward and bring forth your gifts. Please, there's a few seats here, and then we'll pass the mics around. And this maestro here, this Peter the Archangel.
Thank you, Kurt. Let's give Kurt a round of applause. Peace in everything, everything has peace. Kurt's you're gonna stay here.
I'm gonna actually tell you how to do the peace salute. Most people, when I say peace salute, they go like this. That's a peace sign. The peace salute. Are you ready for this? I got to put this down. but I'm going to use my outside voice, and I can have my hands here like goggles. They are in the shape of a heart, and we see the world as they are, as it is, as we are. It is all love, and we get to be able to say, Zoom peace, and we throw the love out to the world, and it creates peace. I didn't hear you. Peace. I didn't hear you. Peace. I didn't hear you. Peace. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. All right, guys. Yeah,
All
so
my friends, come on.
when you guys are ready, you guys can make your way up here, the panelists. Very excited to have you here. Thank you, Sarah. As you're getting ready, I will hand the mic over to Stella Clorella to give us a little bit of an introduction who we're going to hear from right now.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches. Hola. Welcome to all the beautiful guests, the beautiful audience, a diverse audience here present. We are starting like a new challenge, a new movement. We just want to start conversations like we always should have. Conversations of peace, conversations of love, conversations of how we can take and implement certain actions that can help us save the planet. And when you say, why we have to save the planet? It's like a relearning process. And all these beautiful beings been working on it. We're definitely leaving a legacy already in humanity to really be leaders. Like how we can create more and more, not only the conversations, but the way of community. And to be each day closer and closer of each other. I'm coming from my origins. I was born in Puerto Rico, and I am a mix. My father from Colombia, raised in Spain. My mother from Puerto Rico, Jewish origins. And in my country, my land, I used to go to a beautiful school of spirituality. I came to this life free of religions, understanding that each of us as spirits, we have definitely the willingness to choose where we're going to be, what is going to be our mission, and how we're going to implement in our mission through the past. Then I would love to introduce an extraordinary being that's right now the director of the school that I used to go, which is the oldest colony in the Americas. La Escuela Magnético Espiritual de la Comuna Universal. They live in Argentina, in Santiago del Estero. And they're going to be right here with us, la señora Marcela Lazo. And she's going to give us a beautiful message to all of us. Enjoy it and hear it. Marcela, buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches para la Argentina y buenas tardes para Estados Unidos, donde están ustedes. Gracias por esta oportunidad tan maravillosa de transmitir mi sentir y el de nuestra comunidad. Gracias, Karl Kruger, fundador de la red de círculos forjadores de paz. Gracias, Estela querida, Estela Clorella, por todo esto. Hermanos y hermanas, ¿cómo reparamos un mundo que nosotros mismos destruimos? Esa es mi reflexión. La historia humana es una travesía de siglos. Avanzamos, retrocedimos, aprendimos y también olvidamos. Llegamos a una belleza humana y planetaria que nuestros antepasados jamás imaginaron. La globalización nos acercó, nos conectó y nos dio herramientas para relacionarnos como nunca. Sin embargo, la diversidad humana, colores, culturas, etnias, costumbres, sigue siendo una de nuestras mayores fragilidades cuando no sabemos convivir con ello. Somos fruto de familias, docentes, comunidades, amistades que nos enseñan, inspiran, protegen y acompañan. Nadie evoluciona solo. Contamos con un sostén invisible que nos contiene. Y a lo largo de la historia y en el presente, grandes maestros, filósofos, poetas, músicos, pueblos originarios, científicos, líderes de la humanidad, nos han transmitido un mismo mensaje. El amor es nuestra esencia. Nuestro origen es común. Todos somos hermanos. La unidad en la diversidad es el destino. La evolución el camino. Reconocernos y reconciliarnos es la paz y la verdadera libertad que tanto buscamos. Ahora bien, a pesar de los esfuerzos, sacrificios y luchas de quienes nos marcaron el camino, seguimos atrapados en comportamientos que muchas veces nos alejan de ser una civilización amorosa, fraternal y donde nos sintamos bien. Miles de manos se extendieron hacia nosotros y aún así repetimos errores que nos duelen como humanidad. ¿Por qué nos cuesta escuchar? ¿Por qué nos cuesta aplicar las enseñanzas? ¿Será nuestra ignorancia o el miedo, la distracción o el ego que nos domina? Construimos un mundo donde muchas veces la vida asusta, duele y el futuro parece incierto, como si hubiéramos perdido el norte. Y es innegable que nos viene atravesando de generación en generación las luchas de poder, el odio, la violencia, la discriminación, la soberbia que nos mantiene atrapados en una agonía colectiva. Sostener lo insostenible nos enferma emocional, física y espiritualmente. La violencia ya no es una fuerza, es involución. La verdadera fuerza está en la unidad espiritual plasmada en la vida material. Somos una sola familia viviendo en un mismo hogar. Vinimos al mundo a aprender, comprender y muchos a enseñar. Quizás llegó el momento de enfrentar al mayor contrincante, nuestra oscuridad humana. Aceptar el daño que nos venimos haciendo a nosotros, entre nosotros, al mundo y pedir disculpas. Y enfrentar lo que más tememos, al amor. Pero ¿cómo amar en un mundo tan adverso? Y evidentemente amar nos da miedo. Pero necesitamos resistirnos, nos traerá más dolor. Hay que dar el gran paso, aceptar que no sabemos vivir en el amor y entregarnos al mayor desafío, aprender a vivirlo. Dejemos que el amor se siente en nuestra vida, en nuestra mesa, en nuestro trabajo, en el mundo. Los valores comienzan a tener vida en el preciso instante en que cada uno individualmente decidimos aplicarlo. Pongámosle una silla al amor y dejemos que se siente y veamos cómo nos va. Lo necesitamos. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, Marcela. Andrea Guerrevere will be translating the message of Marcela in English. Thank you for your patience and love. Así.
Thank you, Marcela, for that beautiful message. Well, these are her words in English. How do we repair a world we ourselves have destroyed? Human history is a centuries-long journey. We have advanced, we have fallen back, we have learned, and we have also forgotten. We have arrived at a human and planetary beauty that our ancestors could scarcely have imagined. Globalization has drawn us closer, connected us, and given us tools to relate to one another as never before. And yet, human diversity, colors, cultures, ethnicities, customs, remains one of our greatest frailties whenever we fail to live alongside it. We are the product of families, teachers, communities, and friendships that instruct us, inspire us, protect us, and walk beside us. No one evolves alone. We are held by an invisible net that sustains us. Throughout history and still today, main masters, philosophers, poets, musicians, indigenous peoples, scientists, and leaders of humanity have transmitted to us one of the same message. Love is our essence. Our origin is shared. We are all brothers and sisters. Unity without diversity is our destiny. Evolution is the path. To recognize one another and to be reconciled is the peace and the true freedom we so earnestly seek. And yet, despite the efforts, the sacrifices, and the struggles of those who charted the way for us, we remain caught in patterns of behavior that too often keep us from becoming a civilization that is loving, fraternal, and hospitable to our own well-being. Thousands of hands have been extended towards us, and still we repeat the same mistakes that wound us as a human family. Why is it so hard for us to listen? Why is it so hard to put these teachings into practice? Is it our ignorance, or is it fear, distraction, or the ego that rules over us? We have built a world in which life so often frightens us and wounds us, a world whose future seems uncertain, as though we had lost our bearings. It is undeniable that generation after generation, we continue to be crossed by struggles for power, by hatred, violence, discrimination, and arrogance, forces that keep us bound in a collective agony. Sustaining the unsustainable sickens us physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Violence is no longer strength, it's involution. True strength lies in a spiritual unity made manifest in material life. We are one single human family living in one common home. We came into this world to learn, to understand, and many of us also to teach. Perhaps the moment has come to face our greatest adversary, our own human darkness, to acknowledge the harm we have been inflicting upon ourselves, upon one another, and upon the world, and to ask for forgiveness, and to confront what we must fear, love. But how are we to love in a world so hostile? Loving, plainly, frightens us, yet to resist it will only bring us deeper pain. The great step must be taken, to accept that we do not know how to live in love, and to give ourselves over to the greatest challenge of all, earning to live it. Let us allow love to take its seat in our lives, at our tables, in our work, and in the world. Values begin to come alive in the very instant in which each of us individually decides to put them into practice. Let us set a chair for love and see how we fare. We need it. Thank you very much. Roxana.
Thank you, Marcela. Muchísimas gracias a todos los hermanos. Abrazo fraternal en la Escuela Magnético Espiritual de la Comunidad Universal. Thank you so much for being here. Then we're going to start with this beautiful panel.
Un abrazo.
Gracias, Marcela. Muchas gracias. Mucho amor desde Los Angeles, California. Thank you, guys. We're going to begin our panel. I want to start by getting to know each and every person here. We have mics here, so over here for you, Trayvon. And then starting with Ray. Over here. It's also for our stream. You can do this, Ray, I promise. All right. So I just have a question for each person, if you guys can be brief. What is your vision of peace? And just give us a brief connection through your heart, not through here. What do you feel in this moment? What is your vision of peace? What do you feel brought you here? And be as concise as you can. You can start with Trevor. Please.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Glad to be here with you all in this amazing space, and thank you for Kurt here for definitely blazing the trail and starting something that is definitely committed to having a world full of peace. So yes, I'm Trayvon. My background, I work with juvenile detention with the state of California. Really been committed to that heavily over the last 2 years. And also my other space that I work and serve is an area of wellness through fitness and through aligned nutrition. So my vision of peace. So very broad question, however I do my best. Peace is something that I know that it's just innate to desire. And we're looking at the youth, and which is a good thermostat of where we're at right now, because like what we're seeing in the world is usually a reflection of like the inner state of the people, of like what's going on. They're really pretty much reflecting. And most of the youth that I've seen there, it's just been what we see as like crime and stuff like that, is just a reflection of pain, frustration, unregulated emotions, things of that nature. And it's been creating a space of dysfunction and not really having the skill sets to regulate those things, understand that. And I know like in our society, like wellness has kind of become like a privileged luxury kind of thing. And I think that it gets to be foundational. And the youth gets to have the foundations of understanding their emotions, understanding purpose, understanding how to regulate that. And then we basically start to create healthy dynamics and operating systems so that can flow out into society. Otherwise, we're going to start to see the reactions of that when that's there, when people are triggered, because we start to see that hurt people. However, when people are in a space of peace, they're going to radiate more peace, right? More love, more ease, more grace. So, and then the next, I would say really quick, is our systems that we have in place right now. They're they're reactionary designed. When there is crime or there's actions taking place that are undesired in society, our current structure is to lock them up, right? So I think we get to move from incarceration to healing, so that the condition is transformed and there's a structures in place for that. Otherwise, it's going to just keep perpetuating. So that's addressing that at the root. And then also, these communities get to be normalized. They get to be normalized where when we get to have those transformations, we have communities that get to harness that and sustain that, versus those who are in those communities, they don't have anywhere to go. And so we can start to, as we start to be okay with hugging, creating more peace, being in love, I see that, we get to have a world of peace.
Thank you, Trayvon. One thing is, in terms of the youth, thank you for being here in that representation. We have our 5 pillars. We have youth leadership and education. We have social justice. We have social economics. And then we also have wellness and environmental remediation. So I'd like to pop over to Ray and get your take on what brought you here and a little bit about yourself, what brought you here, and what is your vision of peace?
First of all, thank you. And what an honor and pleasure to be invited. This was kind of a surprise because I didn't know I was on a panel today. So serendipity, I guess, and very grateful for that, and very grateful for the love in the room. My background is I've been around for a long time, since the 80s. I've been at the forefront of designing. I've been at the forefront of designing first of a kind things. First in the creative communication space, in a lot of iconic movie posters and things like that I worked on in those days, and then in the tech space, first of a kind things, like the first social networks, the first voice over IP apps, all of these kinds of things. That's kind of fundamentally my background. So I'm basically a designer, inventor type of guy. My perspective on peace, I think the most interesting thing is that we've kind of set the tone here, right? In the very beginning, when we're doing the sound bath exercise, it was beautiful ceremony. Thank you also for that. When you close your eyes, the only thing that remains that you know that I exist. Then the layers come. I am this body. I am this identity. What am I working on? Is it an opportunity to plug my shit? Like all of these things come up, layers, right? And I think, Trayvon, you said something quite beautiful, is that hurt people hurt people. I think fundamentally, the way we have our incentives in the way the world works. I'll give you like a quick little background. So like I said, I've been a part of first of a kind things, but growing up professionally in this environment, there are unspoken ceilings. I'm an immigrant kid. I come from India. When I was younger, I didn't speak English, whole bunch of things, color of my skin. And you go, what is this weirdness? Okay, so I had this. My formative years, I grew up in rural India for a whole bunch of other reasons. And then my first years here as an immigrant kid, I lived in the hood. Multiple neighborhoods until our family kind of came up and we moved to this by the beach area, right? So all I saw throughout that time is I saw immense talent, no opportunity. Immense talent, including myself. I can do things that other people can't do. I can understand things, do things, but I don't get the opportunity. I don't get the breaks. I don't get the, I don't get the support system. Those things are not there for me. So I started to think more fundamentally about, okay, inner peace starts with myself. It is really who I am in the world as a being, and how do I share this? But the fundamental conflict starts from, I think I'm better than you. I think it's the identity stories. I think I'm owed this, or worst is my God told me this, right? So the cultural stories, all of those things, the layers of that have now created the scenario where we are, and I think there's some beautiful words said, that we are all brothers and sisters under the sky. We see each other, but we do need different incentives, different mechanisms. So right now, my work is, over the last 5 years, we created something fundamental using this new technical capacity that we have right now to fundamentally change network economics and change how we produce and share value directly with each other. And that's a starting point. We'll get into it more, but that's kind of where I'm coming from. And for me, peace is to be able to see each other, see yourself, see each other, and remove the story that you're embedded in. Mm-hmm. This is what's creating the distortion. Mm-hmm. So when we closed our eyes and when we're in our presence, you know what you are. Mm-hmm. When you open your eyes, don't let this distract you. This is not reality. Mm-hmm. The reality is what that was. The reality is what we're feeling in the room when we just pause for a minute. And peace is available to us. It's always been available to us. It's the distortion of story that is messing with our head.
That's right. Thank you
that's
so
all I have
much.
to say about that.
Thank you so much, Ray. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And if ever you get a chance, look up weareone.one. It's a website I've always thought it was the best peacemaking website I've ever seen. This little guy,
We have a bunch of things coming up, so I will share with the group.
excellent.
I'll share with the
Okay.
group. Basically, we made the two things we did. Sorry, we made two things. So one is fundamentally, we made the commerce, democratized commerce. So if you think about what social media has done is it democratized broadcasting. Anybody can live stream, anybody can do anything. So that used to require a setup, and there were a lot of barriers to get into that space. Now you don't. Now you have individuals operating at the level of large media companies. Okay, that doesn't exist for commerce, and the gatekeeping in commerce is one of the reasons that create this extractive thing. So if you ever have a small business, if you're doing anything, you're subject to Meta, Google, all the guys who are fundamentally designed to colonize and extract. Okay, so it becomes more and more difficult for you to reach your audience. So what we did is we actually use AI to make posting an offer as simple as making a social media post. As easy as that. So that's the fundamental thing. So the offer becomes essentially the context. So so offer is a tradable asset, and underneath it, the network economics, the economy by nature is deflationary. We are wrapped in a story of artificial debt and inflation. Because if things cost less material, less energy to produce over time, they should cost less, not more. So if they cost more, who is it benefiting? Not you, not me. Why are we chasing this unrealistic construct when technology now can put back in our pocket? So this is the setup that we created. We soft launch, but I will share with the group here. But that's what we're doing.
Great. Thank you, Ray. So we're going to keep this moving. I think this part is the part where we get to really feel the room, the presence of the room, what comes through you, what you guys feel you want to share. Go with it. Let it come through, because we're in this collective field together and we're speaking on behalf of humanity. Jorge, please share with us about your book. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Congratulations on everything. And yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, it is an honor to be here in this wonderful place. Thank you, Kurt, for having us. I feel honored, thrilled. I'm Jorge Cano, although I've been a producer director for the last 35 years. I'm also a rejuvenation cellular coach, a podcaster about wellness. I'm on my 8th season. And I'm also a writer. And I was brought this idea to work on this book, which is called We Can Save the Planet, which is about, this is the final call to restore our oceans. And we're talking about peace, although peace should start within ourselves. I think we have to give the planet peace. We have taken so much advantage of the planet, and I knew we had a problem, but after I took on this task to write this book and did so much research, wow, I was surprised on how bad the situation is. And the protagonist of the book, Alan Alfonso Peral, he told me that of course we have to find peace within ourselves, but the planet needs peace, and it doesn't have it. It just doesn't have it. And he created this robot that right now is making their way through Spain, Italy, France, cleaning the coasts and the bottom of the ocean. But they're working on this new piece of equipment that is going to clean the 7th continent. For those who are not aware of that, 7th continent is all the plastic that has been getting into our oceans, but it's the size of almost 6 times the size of France. and I knew it was a problem, but I didn't know it was that kind of a problem. And going back to peace, I love the story you were sharing with us, Kurt. Being also a wellness coach, I know the third reason why people die before their time is because they don't know how to deal with their emotions, and that's very sad. And I love what you share with us, that how to turn something that could be a really bad emotion into a peaceful, loving thing. And I think if we start with our planet, taking care of our planet and finding peace within us, we'll be able to share love, and not only that, but leave our planet the way, at least the way we found it, so that the new generations can enjoy. I have kids, although they're a little bit older, but I have grandkids too, and I'm sure they'll have kids too, and I will love for them to be able to explore the planet that I was able to explore when I was young. So I hope that we're gonna share some cards with you, all of you, so that you can be able to read this book. It's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. And if you really want to share love, peace, give the book to somebody. That's something that's, if everybody take action right now, we can definitely save the planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jorge Cano. Now I want to be able to connect with Edward Mueller. If you can unmute yourself. So Edward is coming to us from Costa Rica. Edward, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. And actually, I'm sitting in a hotel in Argentina and it's past midnight.
Oh my goodness. Wow. We just had Argentina. Did you hear the Argentina?
Yes, I was here.
Beautiful. Okay, bueno.
I just flew in last night.
Edward, I know you've heard the prompt, but I'd love to be able to just get a general insight from you about what brought you here, what inspired you to come to this talk, this panel, and how do you see yourself in a world that has hope, that has intention built into it for us to find some sort of proactive way to feel good in our general day-to-day disposition of who we are?
Sure. Yeah, a few days ago, Kurt and Stella convinced me to be part of this. That's how I got into it. I'm the founder of a university. It was founded on the 21st of April, 1994. So yesterday we had our 32nd anniversary. And I did it to implement sustainability. And about 15 years ago, understanding that sustainability was not possible anymore, I started working on regeneration. And regeneration is what opens the door to hope. So for me, coming from a country that abolished the army 80 years ago, peace is not the absence of war. But even living in a place like Costa Rica, where we had a very long tradition of respecting nature, conserving nature, bringing nature back. Over the last years, we've gone with right-wing governments and we're at war with nature. So we're not in peace. We're actually, like the rest of the world, killing nature at a tremendous speed. So we're actually, we're committing collective suicide. Now, just remember when we gave nature 4 months vacation in 2020, what happened? What was in the news besides the vaccines and all that? Nature popping up all over. The Mediterranean cleared up, the dolphins were there, the fish were there. In my country, the fishermen couldn't go out to fish. I don't know why, but that made the fish stocks just come back. Life emerged in every city, in every town. Nature took its space. So basically, nature, after many years of giving us, or decades, giving us warnings, with sea level rise, temperatures, rain, droughts, It's like it said to us, humanity, get on your knees for a few years and think of what you're doing. But at the same time, here, I'm still here. I'm willing to work with you. And if we work with nature, let her do her thing. If we can help her do her thing, it accelerates. She can bring abundance back. So for me, peace is recognizing that we are nature and letting nature do its thing and trying to help nature as much as we can. And it's not doing sustainability, which is doing less harm. For me, regeneration and my conceptual framework, which I published a few years ago, is creating conditions for life. So in service of life. So if humanity thinks a bit on that we are part of nature, we cannot live without nature. We're focused on reducing emissions. We're reducing future emissions, and we think we're going to save ourselves with electric cars and solar panels. Well, the bad news is that nothing that we're seeing today has ever been caused by future emissions. What is actually killing us and getting us out of this planet is that nature is dying at a tremendous speed. We've lost 3/4 of nature globally. And my region, Latin America, which is the most biodiverse region in the world, has lost 96% of the abundance of biodiversity. So for those who don't understand ecology or biodiversity, I just ask, when was the last time you had to scrape the windshield off your car to get the insects off it? So that's what abundance is. And we're getting to a point where if we work with nature today, starting today, globally, we can regenerate life very quickly. We brought insect populations back within 1 year producing regenerative food. We're bringing back life in cities by doing pollinator gardens. You can have all these different alternatives, which is actively creating conditions for life. So instead of doing less harm, let's switch into creating conditions for life. And right now, I'm trying to get a global movement. So we launched myceliumlearning.com. It's a global learning network that brings bioregions together, brings experts from around the world together, so we can actually collectively start changing the way we do things. So as Bucky Fuller recommended, let's not fight the system, let's build a better one that will make the old one obsolete. If we do that, working with nature, helping her, we can actually bring life back very quickly. It's amazing the speed life comes back. So let's get kids, let's get youth, let's get all people understanding that if we work, creating conditions for life in everything we do. So there is no greenwash. You either create conditions for life or you don't. Where sustainability and environmental impact assessment is legal, but it's immoral because it allows you to reduce the damage you do to nature and to community. So if we recognize that we are nature, humans are nature, we are part of nature, we work with nature, we have the conditions to create a world of abundance because nature does not work with scarcity. Scarcity was invented by humans. Nature brings abundance. And if we can harvest from this abundance, we will all thrive. We will have enough food. We have produced over 10 tons per hectare per month regeneratively during COVID. Whereas you don't get any close yield like that by poisoning the land and killing the soil. So let's just change our chip around, work in regeneration. I'm more than happy to discuss regeneration and other opportunities. And there are many people working now on regeneration. When I started working on this 15, 18 years ago, there was Bill Reed with Regenesis, a few other people, but it wasn't a term that people used. Today, it's being used, sometimes misused, but it gives hope. And let's get together. Let's create conditions for life in every single corner. You can create conditions for life in your backyard, on the sidewalk. Let's just bring life back. I'm living on a farm. 2 years ago when we moved in, there were no butterflies. Now I have over 200 butterflies in any moment during the morning. We have over 60 species of butterflies coming back. We have hummingbirds, and all because I created conditions for life to thrive on this farm. Let's do it in our towns. Let's do it in our backyards. Let's do it in our communities. And we'll work together with youth because that will give youth hope. Right now, they don't have much hope. They don't think they have a future. So we can actually use this opportunity to make them want to live a good life in the future, and nothing is going to come and build that for us. It's not going to be the United Nations, it's not going to be government. It is us who are capable of building that together at every single space where we are in. So I'll stop there.
Thank you so much, Edwin. Everybody here has such a medicinal expression that I feel, and I want to be able to keep the momentum of that to our next presenter, Reverend Arlene, if you'd like to share a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
And yeah, whatever you feel inspired.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, Kurt. Thank you so much. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. Stella, thank you. And it's good to be here with everyone. As they would say in Jamaica, greetings and salutations. My work is so interesting. I feel like everyone here should have their own podcast because there's so much richness in the room. I keep it simple, and my work is simple. When I say that, I create simple programs for people to utilize on a daily basis, because a lot of being a minister, a lot of people are Sunday morning people. They go Sunday morning and they think they're good. I believe there's everyday practice, and I know a lot of people are doing gratitudes now, but for over 15 years, I was at a treatment center for women in addiction, and it was about gratitudes and being intentional on a daily basis, writing. The brain and the hand connects. Where is that peace gonna come if you don't have peace within yourself? I have a little story. It's kind of aggressive, but I had to be that day. I was at a movie theater and I was getting a ticket, and I always talk to the people. Hi, whatever their name, say their name. How's your day going? Now, and the person's doing their job. They're giving me the ticket. We're just conversing. And a woman behind me is like, oh, we're just taking too long. And I turned around and I said, you know, it's interesting. We want peace in the East, but we don't have peace right here. And the woman looked at me and was like, whatever. And it was one of those moments where it's like, we have to remind ourselves that it begins here. I can't ask for it out there if I don't have it here. Yet I believe on a spiritual level, we have it. It was given in the beginning. Everything was made good. And I believe that when we have the moment, I don't just believe it, I know that we take that time to sit in gratitude. I met this gentleman and we were talking about what we're grateful for. And he said he was grateful for me. And I said, you know what? I'm grateful we woke up today to a new day, something that simple, to wake up and say, I have breath. And I say, what's the miracle? Life is the miracle. The fact that we're alive is a miracle. We are the miracles that we've been looking for. We keep looking out there and it's right here. And as we become peaceful within ourselves, I know that that peace then extends to the world. Then, as a young girl at 15 years old, I made the decision, I don't want to pollute. I don't want to do that. I don't want to throw things out my window. And since 15, I've never done that. And now I'm years old and I still don't do that. Like, I work with youth. I'm the director of Teen Agape at Agape International Spiritual Center. Michael Bernard Beckwith, my teacher, and he sends his love. And I get to work with young people and remind them that the decisions they make today is our tomorrow, and that they can make powerful decisions. And that supports the peace, because I remind them that we're leading you back to you, the original you. So it's not a yesterday, it's not a future. I know we have a saying, our youth are our now. What we do with our youth today, it's the now moment that matters. Then we will have a greater future. And it's what so for 25 years, I've been the Agape International Spiritual Center. I'm the director of Teen Agape and director of Odyssey, the young adults ministry. So I get to give it to them while they're young and fresh and ready. So our youth are now. That's my life. Yeah. Yeah. And one more thing. Before I came here, I was at Spirit Awakening. I'm the spiritual advisor for Spiritual Awakening, and those are youth that are have been incarcerated or troubled youth. And I get to do that same work now with them. You are what you've been seeking. Thank you, Rumi, for that quote. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Ravi. So, so we have another person online, Bruce Myers. Bruce, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me, Peter?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you, Bruce. We have some images. Yeah.
Will I be able to see them?
Let's see. Maybe if you describe them, we can pull them up. But why don't you start out by just giving us a little intro of your backgrounds, and then we can go into some of your work.
Sure. Well, I think just to go straight to the question, I was thinking about it earlier, and this beautiful, I could feel the words coming, and so I turned on my mic into my notes and I spoke it in there, but that was a while ago, and so it's not alive in me at the moment. But what came out of that is really this cultivating the conditions for generational repair, for cultural repair, and what I kind of had discovered as, epistemic repair. And I'm going to kind of go into that with those images. And is one of them up there now? I think I'm going to go to my computer so I can see them.
Bruce, we have your video, or you have your images up.
Yeah, but I can't see them.
You can't see them. Well, we have the yeah. Go ahead and grab it on your computer.
I'll have them here in a second.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, so this first, I've been an artist my entire life, and the last 30 years I've been a public artist, and so I've had the opportunity to work on a lot of design teams and in collaboration, and now it's kind of that has evolved. I'm going to show you a project.
So we have the relational place-based epistemic repair visual.
Does he want to go to the second one?
You there, Bruce? He's there. Yeah. Oh no, it's frozen. Edward's not frozen. Bruce is. Bruce, you there? I think we lost his internet. Okay. All right, so due to technical difficulties, we have lost Bruce. So maybe we'll head over to Lara. I'm sorry. Lara, please share a little bit about your background, your vision of peace, what brings you here, and what you're excited to share and bring with us.
Sure. So wonderful to meet you guys. I just moved to Laguna Beach a short while ago, so I'm still looking for beautiful people to meet around me in this area and still exploring the energy of this place. And I'm very grateful to meet you all. I really feel a lot of heart and energy here, and I'm very grateful to meet so beautiful humans here. And my name is Dr. Lara Wegener. I'm from Germany originally, and I went through a difficult time in my childhood where I went to a boarding school in Argentina, and I started very early to really contemplate about how it can be of service to the world and how it can create something beautiful. And that's why I started to study medicine in Germany. I did PhD research for 7 years in Germany in liver transplantation surgery, and then I did postdocs at Oxford and Stanford, and I just wanted to become a really good doctor and be able to help people and to do something great for humanity. And I was really sad that I could not really do that in the medical field. And it was not possible that I could really recommend to people what I felt was true. And so I took the journey to move to the rainforest and to study with nature's apothecary from thousands of years ago with the Mayans, I studied with the Mayan tribes and also Sita medicine from India and ancient fermentation techniques from Japan. With a beautiful team that is curing all kinds of diseases in the rainforest for the last 30 years. And the most beautiful things I learned there is definitely that nature is just the beauty and the harmony, and that every decision towards harmony is a decision towards life. And when we really connect to that truth, we just heal everything around us. And we can really, nature can teach us when we are in nature, we feel that. That's why the best ideas come in nature. That's why we heal in nature. That's why we love in nature, why we are fertile in nature. We can just connect to our soul and spirit and to our healing energy and really get to our highest level of authenticity and magnetism and really be who we forgot to be. And I think that's a very beautiful service that nature can give us. And that's the true deep love and harmony that nature is sharing with us. And I'm working with microorganisms from the most ancient ecosystems of the world to really regenerate the soil around the world and clear the water. Because actually, if you use these microorganisms that are extinct from most parts of our agriculture, the nature can just regenerate itself. And it's like Edward said, it's very beautiful that I learned in school that we can't do anything for the world, that everything is kind of lost and there's no point in changing anything. And it's so easy to do the changes and just to create the space for life to come through. And nature and life is the most powerful force in the universe. And that's why we're all here. And it's so easy if we just get out of the way and give it space and let it into our mind that it's possible. It's happened naturally. And I know that now we're at a tipping point of bringing through the new world that is just coming through, and it's going to be beautiful. We are just at the age of Aquarius, and right now the whole reality is going to shift into something beautiful. So I just want to bring this also in. We have not really discussed this yet, but I'm very excited for the end of this year. Thank you.
Some feedback. So we have Dr. Natalie here, who has just launched her book, published her book, and she will speak on empathy. She's wearing The Pursuit of Joy, which is the name of her publication, and documentary that she is also going to speak about. So please, Dr. Natalie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us your path and how you found yourself here.
Peace, to me, is a couple of things. Peace is meeting people like Kurt.
Wow.
Excuse me, I'm talking to her, but I actually said, it's like you, the mirror. That's what I am for you, and everybody knows it.
And that's what you're for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll tell you a little story because I'm a storyteller. And I have a couple things in my bag, so I'll take them out. Could you help me, Kurt? Could you take some things out of my bag? Awesome.
Is it a grab bag? I just grab it.
Just grab it.
One book at a time.
Just one book. So for me, peace is perspective, because perspective is the opportunity for the great escape.
The Great Escape?
The great escape.
All right, I'm ready.
And if we can escape, then our own limitations, our own stories, our own construct of what we think is real, then we can become the ripple effect. So this book, and it's interesting that I have these two things in the bag. So this book that I wrote, Wall Street Journal bestseller, blah, 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 blah. All the things that I thought I was supposed to be successful, and most of all, to be happy. So we wrote the book during COVID. It came out in 2022. The book is mostly for business, for leaders, customer service, and I was working for a software vendor. And at the time, during COVID, you might remember that we couldn't talk to each other hardly, right? And so guess who everybody was calling? Customer service. And they were like, I don't know what to do. I don't know, like, I don't know how to take care of myself. I can't reach my relatives. I don't know what to do. So I went to our CEO, and it was a software company. And I said, you know, the call centers are really having a problem because you can't have 2 people or 200 or 2,000 people in a room. So, and that's what a call center looks like, right? Especially in third world countries. So I said, Tony, what we should do is we should give away our software so people can work from home and answer the phone. Just think about how much relief that would provide. And he's like, oh, Nat, that's a great idea. And I said, and then the business side of me kicked in. And I said, well, I think what would happen is a certain percentage of those customers would convert. So we'd make money by doing something awesome. So we did that, made him a whole bunch of money, thinking, okay, I'm so cool. I wrote a book. I made money. I made people happy. And then the group that I was in, we got laid off. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, let's see. We wrote a book about empathy. We put a whole lot of empathy into the world. And my group, you decide, you're value engineering. We don't really need you. It's a book about AI and empathy. So, you know, we're done. So I'm just like, what? So instead of taking care of myself, I fly home to fly to Arizona because my sister moved from Michigan to Arizona, bought a house, set all that up, And at the end of the week, I said, love, I love you, but I need to go home. It's Friday. She says, don't go. Saturday, she says, don't go. Sunday comes, she's like, don't go. And I'm like, okay, it's Monday. I have to go home. She's like, all right. I said, I'll be back. So I make an 11 o'clock flight, and it's Phoenix to LA. Like, that flight never gets canceled, right? So there's like some windstorm and hail and all these horrible things. My flight gets canceled, and I go to rebook, and the only thing that's left is a 7:30 flight. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm staying another day. So get to the airport, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend the next hour and a half on this flight, and I'm going to figure out my life. Right?
As you do.
Because
on a flight.
triple Capricorn, I'm like, all right, this is it. I got to stop being lost. You know, I'm a climber. I know how to do this,
Yeah.
right? So I sit in my chair, put my headset on, I nest, which, you know, like, I got my drink ready, my water bottle, and I'm like, okay. Close my eyes. And then I feel, and I look up, and it's this guy, and he's like, I'm in that seat. I'm like, okay. So I get up, I unnest, he sits down, and I close my eyes again. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And I hear, hi. And I'm like, oh God, it's one of those. It's one of those people who talks on the plane. And usually I like to talk because I'm a talker. And he says, hi, I'm Josh. And I said, hi, Josh. You look like a really nice fellow. But here's the thing. I have to figure out my life, and I'm going to spend the next hour and a half by myself thinking and praying and getting guidance. And he said, He's like thinking really deeply into me. I'm like, who is this person? He goes, well, so tell me about that. I'm thinking, what? I'm like, look, I really don't want to talk to you or anybody else. Like, I'm sure you're a great person, but really. And he goes, no, I really want to know. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm a talker. When I talk, I can figure my feelings out. I can connect all the pieces. So I'm just going to tell this poor soul my whole freaking story, right? So I'm like, blah, 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 and this happened, and this happened. Can you believe that? And they did this, and oh my God, like story, right? And I'm like so caught up in the story and the victim and the sadness and the woe. And I was like, okay, I'm done with my story. And he goes, okay, so what are you going to do now? I said, I don't know, Josh. I am so lost. I feel broken. I feel confused. I feel angry. I feel revenge. I feel like every horrible, ugly emotion. And I don't like feeling this way, but if I'm really honest, and since you asked, and I don't know you and I'm never going to see you again, I don't know what to do. And he says, he goes, well, like tomorrow. What's tomorrow? I said, well, actually, funny that you should ask, because tomorrow I have to make a decision. He goes, well, what are the choices? And I said, well, I have two. My girlfriend's invited me to go to Bali because they know I'm like on the verge, right? And top of my bucket list is to sit in the blue oceans of Bali. I don't care about the food or the nightlife or anything. I just want to get on a raft and lay there in the ocean. That to me is nirvana. So then the other option is I have this girlfriend. I don't know her that well, just met her, but she invited me to go to India to meet the Dalai Lama. Ooh. And I said, honestly, I'll be really honest with you. I'm torn, right? I mean, Bali, the ocean, whew, like my nervous system is all like, grrr. But the Dalai Lama, like how many times in your life do you get that kind of invitation? So then he goes deep inside and he's looking at me. I'm like, what is he doing over there? What is he thinking? He's quiet for a very long time. And then he says, okay, so here's what we are going to do. We? I don't know you. He says, we are going to get on a plane. We are going to fly to India, and we are going to make a documentary. So I said, okay, here's the thing, Josh. I live in LA. I don't know where you're from. I live in LA, and every single freaking human on the planet, and you know this, is a producer, and they're going to make you a star, right? And it's going to be like amazing. So if you are pulling my leg even a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to kill you. And he laughed just like you guys are. He goes, no, Nat, you don't understand. I'm a director and a cinematographer. We can do this. I'm like, okay, I don't know what universe I just slid into. But so, we continue the conversation. It's nice. So then I usually don't check a bag, but because I was gone so long and I had brought stuff from my mom to my sister, we go down to baggage claim and he said, hey, do you want to grab an Uber together? And I go, well, I live in the marina and, they all hate us because it's a short hop. So 2 people in 1 car. I go, where do you live? And he goes, I'm in the marina. I go, what's your address? He's my neighbor.
Oh, you finally met him.
I'm like, what? So the conclusion of this long story that I thought would be shorter.
Wonderful story.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Is that I couldn't see what was right before me. And long story short, we have been to India 3 times to film the Dalai Lama and to film a movie about empathy.
It's going to be better than the book.
So what I wanted to share with you is on the day that you think is your worst day is probably your best day. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that Kurt has in here are the hidden document. Yes. So these are prayer flags from Dharamshala. And so what I would like to do is invite you. It's okay. You don't have to unravel it. I know I kind of like you. Well, what I'd like to invite you to do is I have pens. So the idea of a prayer flag is each prayer has a different prayer on it. Omne Pare Om. Yes, thank you. And so what I want to do is I would love for you guys to put your name on it, because the idea of a prayer flag is when it blows in the wind, it sends prayers everywhere. And I want to take this and hang it at the Dalai Lama's temple.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Natalie. We will do that.
See what gifts we have?
Mhm.
This is
Wonderful.
magical because everybody gets this gift
Mhm.
because you're the gift and we get to keep giving.
Awesome. Great story. Thank you so much. I want to take a moment and let Edward Mueller, if you have to go, I know it's so late in Argentina, you don't have to stay up with us if you know you're tired. If you want to stay with us, oh my God, please. Like, yeah. So don't feel.
I do have a 6 a.m. working breakfast, and that's 5 hours away.
Aw.
Edward, thank you. Muchas gracias.
Let's say bye with our peace sign.
Enjoy.
Zoom in peace. Zoom in
Yes.
peace.
Enjoy the peace.
Hey, eso. Eso es
Thanks for the
Edward.
invitation.
Thank you so much
Thanks for the
for
opportunity.
sharing and being here with us.
My pleasure.
All right.
Next time I'll stay longer. Promise.
Okay. Okay. Pura vida.
Okay. Bye-bye. Ciao.
So as we get through this panel and everybody connects and shares their essence into the space, we bring the space into more of an alignment of who we are as individuals and why we're here, and the reflection that we've all brought up and how nature mimics itself and that we are one with nature. Do you find in your time as, we decide who we are, right? We have a name, we say expert, but we can also say maybe the forever students, where we stay in an alignment with discovery, and we don't try to force things, but we take every day one moment at a time. And when we do that, our worst day in the world can turn into one of the most important days. And even though you're going through hell, right? We say hell. We're going through a moment of discomfort, right? And that discomfort helps us to shape our resilience and to fledge forth who we really are underneath that pain. So when we say, I am peace, or when we say, I want, we say, I already am. And that brings our truth so far down into the earth that the earth says, yes, you are. And when she says that, he can hear. And when we hear, we know that she and he have become one. Amen. The reality right now is that we don't know what's going to happen. We can't ever know that, and that's the beauty of life. So with my greatest gratitude and my greatest love and my greatest strength, I thank you guys for being here. We do have some things that we want to be able to showcase in terms of projects that I would love some of you guys to speak a little more about. I know that some of the conversations we had went a little longer than the initial one, so I'd love for you, Trayvon, to get another chance to speak about something that you're excited about, something you want to share with the group, and then also to be able to bring up something in yourself that you feel guided to share in the moment.
Okay, got it. Yes. Thank you. So I guess I might as well, share it now what's on top of my mind. We heard it different ways today, but we're all fruits of the same tree, right? And for some reason we forget that. We've been told otherwise. And, when we start to see things like that, then we get to definitely be aware that, oh, this is my brother, this is my sister. And I get to love on them and they get to love on me, and versus seeing them as something different or something we need to compete with or dominate, right? Or control or suppress. And just coming back to that mutual understanding, I shared something before. Like, you ever look at a garden, right? You see like roses, daisies, sunflowers. And if you see something like the rose, it just rises toward the light, right? and unfolds its beauty, right? It doesn't compete with the daisy and say, hey, you're different than me or anything like that. So that's a great model that I think that we can all learn from in that space. And we all get to, and there's room for everybody. Huh? It's enough for everybody. And, you know, it's evolving past the consciousness of that, I guess, we've been kind of conditioned upon us, which is like scarcity and that nature and the things that come from that, the behavior, so to speak, that causes an interruption of peace, and which is totally unnecessary. However, we've been conditioned to believe that. And so we know that this also peace is all, it's a mental, it's a physical, it's a spiritual experience as well, right? And many of us, like I work in the area of health and wellness, and something that I've definitely seen is that when there is just the interruption of ease, which like dis-ease, like seeing it as the compound word it is, that internal experience materializes as an external condition that we give a name or a label on, right? But it all starts in the mind. And if you can see like the mind and the cause, and like the body being the effect. So it all starts inside, and it's an inside job, and it's creating the conversations that bring us back to ourselves, understanding that we are the answer is in us, and creating the spaces and the conditions for that. And so like when we're eating, when we're in a state, when we're at peace within, then you're going to see there's also a difference in how we consume food, nutrition. We eat foods that are in harmony, that add life to our body, that add ease, that add energy, that add information, that add wisdom to us. And when it's not in dis-ease, we're eating foods of those frequencies. And also we look as far as the mentally aspect of understanding that we get to be aware of our environments and create environments that creates ease, whether that's being in nature, going to the beach is something, you know, it's always interesting to like take a look at, like, it's interesting. You have to tell anybody, people just go to the beach. Like something's calling them, right? Or there's an experience that they get there. However, sometimes we forget that that's accessible for us to go to, or even going in nature or parks or flower gardens and things like that. So, and know that is necessary, especially in a world that we've been, you know, convinced that we have to work 9 to 5 every day, right? And that the conditioning with that, and that's a whole nother world with that. But however, we are responsible for regulating our nervous systems, and we get to do that through meditation, prayer, eating well, loving communities, being in nature, and starting to normalize these things. Because if we look at what's going on now, it's the result of a lot of dis-ease, dysfunction, non-regulation of nervous systems. And
Thank you, Trevon. Thank
yes,
you.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, this big point that he made several years ago, the Peace Lab, which I helped found, of Humanity Rising Global Solutions Summit, we produced a bunch of programs for them. And one of them was on biomimicry. And it was my most profound one that we produced, I believe. We had another one that fell apart with an incredible vision. It was called the PeaceMakers. But the idea of biomimicry is what Ray had mentioned, and everybody basically, is this simple thing of a microbiome. Is the littlest things can affect the biggest things. The microbiome, this little stuff that's, you know, microscopic in the soil or whatever, wherever it is affecting the cosmos. Truly, when you look at the end results. And I have this little thing that I carry with me to any program. And we bought special kind of cups because we knew people don't do this. we can bring these things instead of use those things and throw those things away. Simplest little things can affect the biggest things. The simple thought that we choose affects how we step. So as we watch the thoughts, if you have any, and I like not having any just to flow through everything, you know, and be that butterfly flying around. But if you have a thought, have the thought of choice, have the thought of intention, releasing any tension because you are intending the result, and know that result is so. That's abracadabra. That's in the beginning was the Word. That Word is made flesh. And when we really understand it, that's why send me an email and I'll send you Abracadabra Empowering Communications. It's a simple little ebook. And you got it, and you use it. When you use it, holy schmoly macaroni. Yeah. And look at these gifts that are here. But I want you to really look inside and see. I'm going to challenge everybody right now. I love doing this. Get on Joe Rogan. Give your gifts on Joe Rogan or somebody else. I thought, okay, so I sent him a thing or whatever. I haven't been on yet. Notice I said yet. And I did get on a podcast that's one of the biggest in California. Why? Because I sent him a little thing that I said similar to Joe Rogan. This guy picked it up. So, see, I got to remember. You know, you're trying to get me to remember anything. I remember way back, but not so close. But things like this can happen magically. We got to get out of our boxes. Because if we're singing to the choir, oh, good. But who the hell needs you? I've been in the Barrios Los Angeles forever. My master's degree was in inner city education. Never left it, but for 2 years in Torrance at West High School. We can make the difference even in West High School. At Oxford Medical School. When you mentioned about prisons, holy shit, I got to be able to give a program for the Swedish prison wardens and priests in 1983 or so, somewhere around there, on bringing meditation into prisons.
Yeah.
And they did that. They have 80% never return to their prisons. We have 80% that return to prison.
Yeah. Mhm.
Let's rehabilitate life. That's
Yeah.
you. That's what you're here for.
Thank you, Kurt. Yes, Kurt Kruger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to transition now. We have a wonderful artist here who is going to perform some of her music. She just released an album, so it's perfect timing on Earth Day. Yeah. What do you think, Hope? Should we leave the panelists here? Should we have them move? Okay. That would be great. Do you want a cushion?
Sit here out. Let me get up. Let me get out.
Yeah, she's gonna sit on the ground. Let's see here. I got a cushion right here. All right. And her name is Hope, just so you guys know, in case you didn't hear me. Her name is Hope. We didn't plan this. This is not under our control. This is the third space. So Hope is also a Grammy-won artist. I did not know that. Wow. Okay. Can I help you with anything? Sure. Maybe I think we should. think everyone here is going to hear you. The microphone will mostly be for stream. Is our,
Check, check. Hello.
does that feel-
It feels good to just be in the flow with this.
Thank you so much. I'm glad your kids are here. Check, check. Nobody leave yet. We still got a wonderful performance that will help this whole place just resound with beauty. If you guys, when you get a chance, grab some food if you need some, and then find your seats. We're all set. Let's keep this thing moving. Chugga, chugga, chugga. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
What a beautiful event this has been. So inspiring. My name is Hope Hazy. I'm inspired by everything I heard. Peace is contact. When we are seeing eye contact, heart contact, your hand on my back. Yes, this is good. It's coming. There's just a lot of energy that's moving around. People want to get up and they've been sitting for a long time, so I don't want to force them to sit down. And then just keep playing. Do we have to plug your guitar in? Yeah. Okay. So much more. It's going to expand.
Yeah. Cool. Glad you could feel that. Yeah, we'll be in contact. All this stuff is permeating right now. It's so much energy right now. I'm just like. But I'm gonna want to ground with you after all this. I call it a ceremony because it was. It's inauguration, and then all of the stuff that I think we're gonna be able to orchestrate in terms of us working as a community. There'll be individual stuff that we can collaborate, but I'd like to do to ground it.
And we'll talk especially after I get back from Detroit.
Okay, got it. Cool. Thank you, Stephen, for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah. Hi.
Stephen, nice to meet
Okay. Vamos a. Does it extend? Does it make it?
What's your name?
Let's move you back a little bit over here so we can reach the cord. Thank you for being here. I want to make this thing just rock. All right.
You know it.
Can we turn this down to right? The speakers. Say, why don't we just plug it? Is your guitar up, turned up?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Maybe you could do it in one of the channels.
That if you can please sit down.
All right, guys, if you can find your seats again when you get a chance, we're going to have a nice performance.
Might have to Jimmy rig that. Not sure what's going on there.
Got
When I saw you at the river bed, I didn't crawl and I jumped instead. Then the water came and washed my head, replenishing and resurrecting all that was dead. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. I am alive since I saw you at the river bed. I keep hearing what the water say. Come and jump in at the river bed. Oh, yeah, when I saw you at the mountaintop, I didn't run away, I climbed the rock. Then I heard the living mother song, replenishing and resurrecting all that was dead. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. I am alive since I saw you at the mountain top. I keep hearing from the living rock. She said, child, I love you. Come everyone, oh, come and climb up on the mountaintop. Oh, oh yeah. I say when I saw you at the river bed, I didn't crawl and I jumped instead. Then I heard the water sing her song, replenishing and resurrecting all that was dead. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. Yeah, I am alive since I saw you at the river bed. I keep hearing what the mother said. Come and jump in at the riverbed. Oh, yeah. Saw you at the mountain top. I keep hearing from the living rock. Come and in time. I didn't crawl way down that rock. And then I heard the living boulders say, replenishing and resurrecting all that was dead. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. I am alive. Oh, since I saw you at the mountain top. Walking, climbing. Oh, yeah, come on. Tell us what about Sarah. Oh, since
Hop to the top, hop to the top, go take you there. I wanna say that I'm
There, we got it. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh, paint me near to yourself as I paint a blank while painting conclusions from clues you left in the palette. I use the soft and audible shades of my many strokes. Many strokes. I want to keep on. Is there a passion you were? No lack of words can separate my feelings for you and knowledge of our soul. For it is the silence that stirs anticipation and the pauses that allow me. Now that painting hangs on the wall, and all that can be seen is what has been drawn. What do you draw? What do you draw from this? Or what do you draw from this? It's what you see. Amen. 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 Amen.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. I wanted you guys give a round of applause to Hope. Which is launching today. As the Grammy winner, is launching the song today.
I've given away a fortune for the last start of this. With the burning bit of torture, the burning of hell. I do it for free, for one for feeding the kingdom, the king and the kingdom. And I make us rise like this, and I break glass. I'm only about a dozen years old, since around 1984. Mother the kaiser in the war, I don't need to put my eyes and say, it doesn't matter that I'm on the
To
And a child within my heart, rise above myself, change. Watch the tides and go the seasons all of my So take it slow, take it down, and take this peace. Oh, take this peace and take it down, take it out, and take it all around. Take it everywhere you go, take it inside and take it outside. Take it low, take it high, take it anywhere you go. Take this peace, take it slow, take it fast. You can see my reflection now in the snow, in the snow. You can see my reflection in the snow, in the snow, in the cold, in the snow. If you see me in the sun, if you see me in the mountain, if you see me in the snow, covered hills with landslide, brought you down, oh, landslide, brought you down. Don't let it bring you down, don't let it bring you down. Don't gotta let it bring you down. It's all covered hills. You're gonna see love looking back at you. You're gonna see love looking back at you. The snow covered hills and the cold. You're gonna see the love looking you in the eyes. Telling you who you are. Reminding you who we are. Reminding you.
I'm so happy to be here. In your presence, in your eyes, in your work. Stella, thank you so much, Stella Cabrera. Te amo con todo mi corazón. Thank you so much, Peter.
Then we are setting everything for you. We're gonna do transition that people can sit down again. That's what we're doing, transition, okay? Love, 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 love. I can remember yes, yes, and that would be great. And let's do it together because I can remember the lyrics. Voy a cantar una con ella porque
beautiful people. Beautiful people. The ones that are here, let's create a moment of beauty. We all create moments of beauty, happiness, joy, and now, like to finish a beautiful gathering. How are you doing, boy? Are you having a good time? Yeah. My sister, Reverend Artie. Are you having? Yes, a great time. Okay. Jay and Peter, can you see? Can you guys see? We're gonna be calling out. Thank you. Can you guys see? I would like us to remember these beautiful lyrics. Hi. We're gonna be silent in 3, 2, 1, stop. Silence. Thank you.
waiting with the clouds far behind. And dry. Oh, high above the chimney tops. Oh, that's where you're riding. The somewhere over the with that beautiful transition. Thank you guys so much. Love you.
I can. Is that cool? Is that my intro?
Take it away, you gotta bring it back.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to your seats. Thank you, Hope. That was wonderful music. From there. Yeah, so, I guess we got to hear a lot of different people's concepts, visions, and actions around peace. I myself do feel that industries are absolutely a part of peace. We have a lot of industries that cause conflict and cause war, and we really have to transition away from those into industries that cause peace and cause collaboration. So that's really what I'm about. So I would like to make a little presentation of a few different projects that I'm involved in, and maybe have some steps for you guys to participate in and go on this road towards peace with a lot of these amazing projects. So, AI is the big topic right now. It's moving fast. There's a lot of big players that are, touting this thing around AGI and it being this superiority to humans. And frankly, none of the current AI systems, LLMs, are capable of achieving AGI. They are probabilistic machines and not deterministic machines. So it's AGI, artificial general intelligence. So probabilistic models are predicting things based on the massive data that they have within their memory and weights. Whereas deterministic is about repeatability, accuracy, and that's really what's necessary to run any mission-critical application, such as a power plant or a municipal water plant. None of the current models can do that effectively. So, we're going to go ahead and jump in.
Is that good? If you want to do that, that'll work too then.
Okay, so it's not a little out of order, but that's all right. So what we're initially proposing is a new computational infrastructure and architecture for AI that is beyond the bounds of current crank through those tasks, let deliverables back to the project, reintegrate them, and keep that moving forward. And that is to take it to currently an NFT fundraise or a crowdfund Reg CF. So this little startup flow to get you to seed funding was something that I was chasing left and right through in 2015 to 2022 in the startup space. So now we've got, again, the tools are at least good enough, even the current LLMs, which is what we're currently using to put some of these plans together until we transition to our new application with Shepherd AI. But this, is something to be able to take you from, within a matter of days potentially, from an idea to actually getting to a fundraise and having a team together and, being able to get seed funding and launch that project. So that was really the intention. Days, maybe weeks at max.
Okay, I'm in.
Hey, for RC.me.
Case study.
Yeah. And so, and actually, if you go to the next slide, I think we're going to break into these are some other things. Yeah, so the NFT fundraising in there. We got the bioregions in there, so you can base your project on whatever bioregion there, and the members together there.
Doubling down.
And again, right now we are using ChatGPT and Gemini, but soon we'll be on the new stuff. So next slide. And this is one of the first projects that I'm putting through the platform to test it and validate it. And this is based on DDT remediation out here in the Palos Verdes Shelf, big super fun situation over there from Montrose Chemical Company that dumped like 25,000 barrels of chemicals out in the bay. And so we're now using AI to rapidly iterate and prototype different systems that may be able to address this issue. So this is with a nonprofit called Angels of the Earth. I'm on the board of directors there, and I've been helping to put together this project in a nonprofit. And so yeah, next slide, Pete here. So contamination out here is pretty bad, and a lot of that has been covered up by at least 6 inches to 12 inches of sediment at this point. When the ocean's calm, that's fine. That's kind of stays there. Those are just little buried hot spots at this point. You get another good storm and some good water flow coming to that, and that's going to wash up that sediment, and then we're going to have a lot of nasty DDT, DDX in the water. And that, starts here, gets consumed by microorganisms, and then by fish and aquatic life, and then that ends up on someone's plate, and then we've got humans consuming these nasty corrosive chemicals. And I think the EDT's got the mandate, and that's it. So we're prototyping and developing a number of different solutions. There's some robotic solutions for just underwater addressing. There's some larger crucible solutions for going down from a barge and picking up massive amounts of substrate and putting it either through a biomimicry process, an aerosol bubble biomimicry process, to pull a lot of those chemicals and PCBs out and such. And so this is one that we're in very early stages, but we do want to move more into the robotics applications and have some of these underwater robots addressing some of these issues. Next one here. And this one, it's potentially a very large market once clean water becomes a really powerful issue to get behind and invest in. There's a lot of different blue credits that are going to become available. There's also some talks of putting together additional environmental credits that will be monetized and start to make it an investable cleanup project. And that's pretty much all I got for you right now.
Wonderful.
Art, before you go,
yeah, questions?
When you say all these things about AI, it's something that I want to be able to grasp. What do you see in terms of your model with Michael and that complementing factor of using AI to bridge health,
farming, real estate, how do you see AI doing that in a way that's like easy to explain?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's about bridging all of those together. It's about enabling each of those industries to be maximally effective. And, projections go a long way with investors, and that's a big part of this, is having, really fleshed out understandings and projections of what's going to happen and what it's going to cost. And, those outcomes are important. And we have to have good computation and good data and accuracy in order to get there effectively without hitting the walls too much and burning up money with every
and wasting resources, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Efficiency.
Efficiency.
Is what this will lead us to, and that will give us speed and efficacy.
Efficient.
Not to robotics, but there does need to be a level of efficiency to produce. So, thank you, and everyone coming back to the seat for this kind of presentation. Have a wonderful evening, and have a wonderful rest of your birthday. And we're gearing all this up for our October summit, Indigenous Peoples Day, October 12th. So I think we will have a lot more progress and things to share by then. So thank you. Oh, question?